Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Kelly Rose. Whenever you're watching this, this is a Hurricane Debby forecast. Currently, as we're looking at Debby per live radar, we do only have one severe thunderstorm warning, which this is as of 11:05 and should be expired by the time you guys see this. That severe thunderstorm warning is not in this. My bad, y'all. Right now, as we take a look here, we see the eye. This is that eye right here. We can see it's doing what looks to be a eye replacement. So, alright, let's get out of that and let's get to the tracks here. It's going to be right about here at 8 a.m. August 5th. We're going to be live about 7:15 when it gets to about right here. Now, this is as of current right now. Right now, Hurricane Debby is slowing down, so that might play a factor in all of this. But as of right now, it'll be right here at 8, so landfall around 9. It'll track off to Valdosta, Waycross, move back into the move into the Atlantic, then move back into North Carolina and go north, becoming a tropical depression Wednesday at 8 p.m. These are your hurricane wind. This is your hurricane wind field as of right now. 74 mile per hour is hurricane. Areas right here need to watch. What does it look like on infrared satellite? Well, to answer your question, this is what it looks like. Right now we got some cold pool towers right here on your eastern side of the hurricane, which is a sign of strengthening within the hurricane. Your eye's about right there. And I can verify myself. Yeah, that's about right. Yep, right somewhere within there. There is some dry air out in this area. I got it wrong last time. That is not dry air there. This is all right within here is dry air, and it's interacting with this hurricane. But there isn't really much in the way of wind shear preventing this from going. What does aircraft recon say? Well, aircraft is currently in Darby and seeing winds up to over 83 knots. Wow. Some of your stronger readings are coming from here off of your eastern side of it. This is that eye, which this is also their position. The center point right here, 988, is there. No, that's not their position. It looked like it. No. This is their position right here. They're going back to home base. This is as of 11:05. But what does it look like in the next few hours for the hurricane? Well, let's go to HWRF. We'll see landfall around 8 a.m. It'll track off northeast, kind of station over Georgia, and move back south. This is according to one weather model. Now let's compare that to the HMON weather model, which says it will kind of go back out into the Atlantic, station over the Atlantic for a little bit, and then move into North Carolina and northwestward. HAFS, I already tell you what it's going to say, but it's going to show landfall at around 8 a.m. It's going to station over Georgia, teleport into the Atlantic, move south into Florida before just dissipating in total. I did not mean to do that. What is the likely thing to happen here? Well, not this. This is not likely to happen. But what is likely is this, that it will move off, like the HMON says. I'm showing you guys possibilities because more than one weather model is showing it moving back south. So I wanted to point it out that it could go back south into Florida. Not likely, but it is very well possible. We'll see it weaken significantly upon landfall, go back, and then this is what is most likely to happen. But what are the impacts associated with a hurricane, and what does it have left to go with? Well, if we take a look at but sea surface temperatures into the western Atlantic, we're gonna see some big time temperatures here. Still, even after this hurricane moved through, you're still seeing temperatures in the 30 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Celsius here, which is about 80 to 85 degree Fahrenheit, for those of you guys who don't know. Which is incredibly dangerous, because right within here, I'm watching a tropical wave that's still way back off in there that could make its way and produce a major hurricane. It is unlikely, I want to repeat, unlikely, but again, more than one weather models are showing that be a possibility. So I just want to point that out to you guys. But what do the satellite imagery say? Well, if we take a look here at the Gulf of Mexico satellite, we're going to see this is the only thing it's interacting with as of this time. If we go to our water vapor, we'll see some dry air off to its west, which is why you're not seeing as much rain on the western side. As we take a look here at live radar as of 8/12. Sorry about that, everyone. But that is why we're not seeing that much rainfall on this western side, or as many showers as we did with Idalia or even Beryl. Let me show you some examples of what I'm talking about from my streams, actually. Here's an example of Idalia here. We had a ton of rain here on this western side, as you guys can see. A ton of rain on that western side. This was way back in my days, actually, so. But in this case, we are seeing this interacting with that dry air, and therefore you're seeing more of your rain on your eastern side. Let's go back over to weather models, because I want to show that this is not just gonna stay like this, though. Because you'll see a transition over to your western side as it moves up into Georgia and does its Georgia thing. I want to take it to HMON, Persif, perfect. We'll see it transition over to the western side because it's not interacting with that dry air, and that's where we'll see a lot of your rain. But yeah, that's kind of what it happens. By the time we are up in the morning, it'll be near Cedar Key, which I'm going to point this out. Cedar Key has been wrecked. Under a year ago, Category 3, Idalia wrecked Cedar Key, and we watched that happen live as I went to school. We got the same chair. That's cool. Um, there's a lot of like Horseshoe Beach. These areas need to watch very closely. That's it for this weather forecast. That's all I've got for you guys now. I'm going to read some of the public advisory off to you guys. This is major flooding threat, which will bring me to my next point, because I forgot about it beforehand. The major flooding potential with this has warranted a rare high flooding risk. So a high risk for flooding has been issued. We'll take a look at that here. It's going to be for parts of the Florida Big Bend into the central portions of Florida and the southeastern portions of Georgia. And that will also extend into the day 3 forecast, where we'll see, let's get over to it, a high risk for South Carolina, Southwest South Carolina, and Northeast Georgia, where they have issued a rare high risk of flooding. And so tomorrow, or probably when you are seeing this, there's a high risk of flooding associated with Beryl. Currently, we've got 75 mile an hour, and they've also issued a new hurricane warning for the Florida Gulf Coast from the Suwannee River to Yankeetown. I'm going to read some of the stuff I left off. At 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the center of Hurricane Debby was located near latitude 28.6 north, longitude 84.0 west. Debby is moving toward the north near 12 miles an hour. A gradual decrease in forward speed with a turn toward the northeast and east is expected on Monday and Tuesday. On the forecast track, the center will move across the northeastern Gulf of Mexico tonight and reach the Florida Big Bend coast Monday morning. Debby is expected to move slowly across northern Florida and southern Georgia Monday and Tuesday, and will be near the Florida coast by Tuesday night. Data from Air Force and NOAA reconnaissance aircraft indicate that maximum sustained winds have increased to near 75 mile an hour with higher gusts. Additional strengthening is likely before Debby reaches to Florida Big Bend on Monday. Weakening is expected on Monday and Tuesday after Debby moves inland. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 45 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 140 miles. That's some of the information I left out on the scroll text right above me. That's going to do it here. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys early this morning around 4 a.m. See you guys then.